Hello guys, my name's Costa and welcome back to another Python MySQL database revision quiz project. And in this video we're going to be looking at how to import a CSV into the Python application. Now, I have created a CV, a lovely CSV with, how many questions have we got? We've got over here 12 questions and a header. And what we're going to be using, is a new module. We're going to be calling it the CS. It's called. We're not going to be calling it. It's called the CSV module, and this module is very good for reading off CSVs. It's easier than without it. You can read a CSV without it with the normal inbuilt Python modules. With the inbuilt Python functions without importing any modules. Just the CSV module is very helpful. Now, to be able to get the file, we could either go through the console and list out, I don't know, put the file into our directory to put into where the Python application directory is, and then go get it, or go check the documents for it. Or we could create as a file dialog and let the user go search for it, because the user might see it somewhere else. They might have it in their USB stick, for example. You don't want to be copying it over to the directory. Let's say this is the application stored in program files, let's say. But they might not have access to it since they're not an administrator. They might just be a user. So it's best to just use a file browser to go and get the actual file. Now for this, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to import a GUI module, and the GUI module is called Tkinter. So we're going to have to import that over here. Let's see if that's been imported successfully. Yes, it has. No issues. Good. So we've imported Tkinter. And what we're going to have to actually create is a GUI for this file dialog to actually be able to actually appear. So for that, we're actually going to call it as a function, because we don't want to create it all the time. We just want to create it when the user actually wants to import a file. So question editor, when I say we go to add, there probably should be another option of it and say import questions. Import questions, yes. And maybe there should be in brackets from CSV or something like that. I don't know. But over here, there should be over here. Import questions. Maybe there should be here from CSV. Maybe we should have that. Control F5. So if we go now, question editor, we now got import questions from CSV 4. That just goes back to the main menu, so we need to change that. So where is it? Where's this code for this? So it's over here. It's in this while loop, yes. It's not that one, because that's for playing the quiz. That's for leaderboard. Should probably comment this stuff. And this is where the magic happens. And oh yeah, we need to create one for else if menu choice is equal to 4. And this is where we're going to actually import. So what we want to do is we want to say create file dialog. That'd be one of the bottom functions. Just copy it. Just copy that. Create file dialog. What we want to do over here is we want to say just root equals Tkinter .tk. Tkinter.tk. Actually, no, it should work. Yes, it looks like it does work. I'm going to say root.withdraw. Yeah. What is the withdraw function? We'll just tell you that. Withdraw this widget from the screen such that it's unmapped and forgotten by the window manager. Now, why do you want to do that? Okay, let's see if we don't do that. Let's say we don't do that. What happens? Let's find out. we get this window. Now we probably don't want to display this to the user, so we want to withdraw it. We want to withdraw it from the window program manager is what I think it called it. So that's why we withdraw it. Let me get that description again. Withdraw this widget from the screen such that it is unmapped and forgotten by the window manager, i.e. hide it. So it's like nothing has ever happened. Huh? Great. Easier for like, okay, so nothing happened. That's what a user would believe. Now we need to create the actual file dialog. And for this, what we need to do is we need to have a new variable to store the file path of the file that the user is going to select. So we do file path, or we can call it actually CSV file path. We're going to call it CSV file path. We're going to call this file dialog. Oh, actually, one thing I forgot, we actually need to import the file dialog. So we need to say from Tkinter, import file dialog. So we're going from the Tkinter module, import us the file dialog. Now, what we could do is we could say over here, we could say Tkinter.file dialog as well. That's actually valid. So that will reduce this line. Actually, you can keep this line and just say. You can keep that line, and if you keep that line, you could just say file dialog, or you could remove that line and just say Tkinter file dialog. Now, I prefer to say Tkinter.file dialog. It's so that the programmer knows this comes from a separate module. It doesn't think that, oh, I just created this function or whatever in this program. No, it's from a separate module. Like, for example, the random one. I could have said from random import shuffle and just use shuffle, but no, I like to be explicit that I got it from this module. So also other programs will see, okay, so you must have got it from another module. We say .ask open, and a bunch of options. There's ask open file, ask for a file name to open and return the open file. Ask for a file name to open, ask for file names to open, and ask open file. So we're just going to say ask open file name. And that's what happens, right? That's what happens. Three. 4. Got an issue. What is it? File dialog doesn't exist. Okay. Because I have to say TK. What if I say from Tkinter import star? Would that then work? So I got it wrong. Yes, I know it's wrong. And now MySQL is not available. Great. Though, if I do that, that means I wouldn't need. Right. Usually it would have worked, but I don't know why this occasion doesn't. Must be missing out something. But file dialog is not defined. Do I still say Tkinter then? Shouldn't have to. Alright. It must have changed this. It must have updated the module. Because before it would have worked. Okay, it must have updated the module. Let me do this instead. From import TK and import file dialog. I think you now have to. Yeah. Okay. Let's just see if this works now. Okay. Great. Now it's working. Okay. Great. So there's a file dialog. Has appeared now. Okay. Now when you load up the FileDialog, what you might have noticed is that it allows you to go and select any file. That's not something we really want. We want the user to only select it's a CSV file. Also, we do select here from CSV, import questions from CSV. That means we only want is a CSV file. We don't want any file. We just want CSV. That's it. Also, let me just quickly put a print over here and put an input so we can then see the path. But yeah, so what we only want is a certain file type. Now we can actually tell Tkinter that we only want a certain file type. You know, with a file types is equal to, and what we have to say over here is this like tulips, as we've discussed before, tulips. CSV files, so we give over here text flavor, and we say over here the extension over here, CSV. Then we have to put as a comma. So now we only have this CSVs, as you can see. So if I go over here onto documents, Python projects, and got nothing appears. Now there is a little star over there on the CSV. Could we change that to a dot? Let's see if we can change that. We can say dot CSV, because that looks more correct. What we're used to seeing, not a star. Dot CSV. Yeah, there we go. Star dot CSV is what we're accustomed to, and there you go. There's the file path right there. Right? Fantastic. We've got file path. That means we can then return the CSV file path. Right? Once we return that, that means we can then begin to read. So that means we can then begin read question CSV. Where is it? Where is it? Keep on losing it. Get rid of that. Here it is. So go over here, the CSV file path equals, and then over here we're just going to pass that over here, pass it over here, and then this way we're going to begin to use the CSV module. So we're first going to start off with is with open. Now we can either say with open, we could just say, you know, variable equals open file, but we're going to use the with open. I prefer this method because then you have to close off if you use the other method, and sometimes you may forget to close off. It's just better to use the with open because you don't need to close it off. I'm going to say over here, yeah, CSV file path, comma, and we just wish to read the file. So, and then we're going to say as question CSV file. We'll say over here reader equals CSV reader, and we're going to say over here question CSV file. Now what we could do is we could put it is a delimiter, so it could be like, oh yeah, the I use for delimiter. The delimiter is equal to a semicolon, for example. Now the default is a comma, but let's say in your program you've changed your delimiter to be something else, because you might have, for example, commas in your text. You may actually have commas in your text, so you may not wish for that to count as a delimiter actually. Over here, if I click over here on my save as, oh, it didn't bring me up the dialog to change the delimiter, but let's say I want to change this delimiter because we may have commas in these questions and you don't want to count them as separate, but I don't think we currently do have it. Check it a bit just to make sure that we don't have any. But let's say you did. Maybe your question was oh, we do, we have one right there. Now some programs, they may count that, you know, as a delimiter. They might count that as a new piece of text because it's comma separated values, so they might count that as a new value. And that may cause issues to your program. It has done to me in the past. That's why I usually change my delimiter. Now the option should be available over here to, yeah, edit filter settings. I need to check that. Edit my filter settings. Right, my field delimiter, I want it to be over here. This semicolon is what I want it to be. So that means if I go and open this up onto desktop, edit with Notepad++, you can see that all my delimiters have become semicolons. What I've also noticed is, interestingly, in my text there seems to be some spaces between these questions. Don't want that. Oh look, you can see already some of these issues. We've got speech marks over here, we have over here semicolon. These are the issues when you have commas in your text. When you have commas in your text and you delimit as a comma, these are the issues that can come about. Right. I'm going to have to fix this. Hold on. Let me fix this. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to fix this and I'll come back later. Okay, so I fixed that now. Great. Or I should always remember to change my delimiter because commas, bit of an issue when you have sentences and such. So with your delimiter changed, we then want to actually put this into a list, of course. So I want to say over here, questions to add. There comes a new list and we'll just call that with the list function. If you, is it not going? Is it not going to show us on the tooltip? List, that just creates a new empty list. So that's another way of creating a list. So we're saying over here, we want to create a list based off this reader and want to store that list onto a question to add. And then let's actually return this and then let's print it. So let's return questions to add. So you probably have more than one if you're using a CSV file. Questions to add, and then we just come over here and we're going to say over here questions to add. So here, print out questions to add, then input. And select this one. Ooh, we've got a bunch of text. What you've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but I did, straight away, is that we seem to have also appended is our headers as well. Now the CSV module actually provides a lovely little function to actually prevent that. And now this function is quite simple. It's quite a simple function. Is over here. After we've read it, just type in next, and what next will do is return the next item from the iterator. If default was given and the iterator is exhausted, or whatever, just next, please. Just next the reader, please. That's all we just want. Just next the reader. That's what happens. It's gone. What it just does, it goes to the next row. So it just skips that row for us and just goes to the next one. Excellent. Excellent. So if we add a bunch of text, so if we go over here, Notepad++, which is the superior Notepad. So, okay, let's use this example. So here's a bunch of text. Your reader, starts off over here, and all it just does just goes to the next line. And then the program says, okay, now add that all into the list. So the reader's like, okay, so we're going to put all this into the list, and skips the top. Excellent. Now, warning, what if the person doesn't put a header? That's an issue. What if the person doesn't actually put a header in their file, then the first row is going to get skipped. So, bit of an issue is always inform the person, whoever you're going to use, that always have a header, or just always tell them to just always use this template. Done. Solves the issue. Solves that issue. So we've got that all now, all the files and stuff, but we actually need to now add that onto the database. Now we do have is a add question. We do have that. We may wish to use it. again. Where is it now? Here it is, our first ever function. Well, I don't know if it's the first ever function, it's the top one. Doesn't mean it's the first ever. I think the first ever was login. So, here it is. But the thing is with the added question, it has all of this extra garbage attached to it. We don't want that. So we're going to actually split these functions into two. And now, we're going to split these functions into two. What we're going to have is we're going to display add question, and we're going to then add the question, or add question to database, is what we're going to have. So, where we see add question, we're going to replace that all. Just replace all of that. Where's the replace? Where's the replace button? Here it is. I'm going to replace that with display add question. Replace all. That should also replace the function. Yes, it did. Good, good, good. Then we go over here, new function. Add question to database. And that's the function we're then going to use. So over here, now we can just call it over here. Now, that is something that you shouldn't do. I know it's the easy option to do, but we don't want to do that because sometimes we just want, because we could just do that. We could do that, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't be calling functions inside of functions. We shouldn't really, so I'm gonna avoid doing that because that's just bad habits to do. So we're just gonna put over here and this, and then we're just gonna have to pass in. Simple. We're just gonna then have to just pass in all this. So we're gonna have to pass in, you know, question. We're gonna have to pass in option A, option B, option C, option D, and the correct option. We just pass all of this information. Of course, we could just pass this all into an array as well, actually. If we could just pass it. Oh, look, here's an array. Just pass in the array and then sort it out there. We could have done that as well. Now we're just going to return all this, and then we're going to do another find. If we find a display add question, if we ever find this. Yes, I did find it. Just do this. Oh no, sorry, that is finding. Then do this is equal to display add question. Two occurrences. Okay. Then we're going to say, then we have to go find. Let's go find. Oh crap! I just realised that also changed this one. Oops. I just realised it also changed this. There should only be one occurrence. The second occurrence was actually this one. Oops. Display add question. Here, and then we're just going to add question to database. And we're just going to pass on all of this crap onto the database. And we're just going to do the same thing that we're going to do the same thing over here. And what we're going to do now, we do over here questions to add. So what we have to do is we have to loop around this. And yeah, so we have to say full question in questions to add. And so the question right? The 0, which is the question, option A, B, C, D, and the correct option. Right? Yeah? Let's see what happens. Is this going to explode? 3, 4. Index out range. Why is the index out range? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot 4. I can't count. It seems I can't count. Question, option A, option B, option C, option D, and correct option. Okay, that seems all correct. Try this again. 3, 4. Did it work? We're still on this screen. Okay. Took a bit, but did it work? That's the question. So now what we need to do is we just need to run this to check. Voila! We got more questions. We have more questions now in a lovely database. Although we didn't give any on confirmation or any of that, nor did we check. What happens if a question already exists? What if you type in a question that already exists in the database? Now, I believe that the database does put question as unique, so it should fire up potentially. Potentially it does. I don't know. It might not. It depends on how the module was programmed, how the MySQL connector was programmed. It might fire up an exception handling issue, saying, I keep on clicking on student. I meant question that can't add this or whatever, because it is put as unique. So we'll check all that later in the next episode. Subscribe so you get your so you know when I next upload the next episode. Like if you did like this video, and thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you guys very soon. Goodbye.